here, if you look at this one, again, they are saying, let's go through the statement. We go through the statement. In the diagram, we have a center of a circle N. Ne? What is the center of the circle? It's N, but it has what? It has 2 and what? N and M. Where M is less than 0. What do we mean when we say M is less than 0? We mean which M is what? Is negative. Okay, M is negative. Now let's put that in our mind to say which M is going to be negative. So we should remember that M is going to be negative. The radius. Now, often than not, they don't give us the radius. Okay? Today they give us the radius. The radius of the circle is 17 units. Let's write it down. R is going to be equal to what? 17. They give us the coordinates of R. We go and check R. What is R? They say which R is going to be equal to minus 13, which goes with what? With 5. I'm writing it down. It's not as if I'm coming up with these things. They are there. What else do they give me? S. What is S? It's negative 13, which goes with what? With negative 11. Okay, I'm writing it this down. Sharp. At 2 points of the circle. That's what they only said. These are 2 points of a circle. Now remember, after this is a circle. Since this is a circle, I can have a line from the center to the circumference. What do you call a line from the center to a circumference? A radius. Okay. So what is my radius? I'm going to tell them which I have NR, which is a radius. I also have another radius with a different color so that I will remember. What is another radius? I have NS. Okay. What is NS? NS is a what? It's a radius. So we have 2 radius. So it means in other words, I can tell them with NR is going to be 17. Even if they didn't ask me, I can tell them NR is going to be 17. NS is also going to be 17 because they are radius. Okay? NR is a radius. NS is also what? A radius. Okay, what else do I know now? Now, let's add some of the things that were not put there with the statement. We know from experience, which Euclidean geometry has taught us, which if we have a radius and a tangent, they are going to form a 90-degree angle. Okay? Meaning then we can then tell them this. The M of PR multiplied by the M of NR, they are going to give us what? -1. This here and this one here, they're going to give us -1. Maybe let me use this color so that you'll remember. Because we've already said NR, we're going to be using blue. Let's stick to blue. So this is going to be M of NR. We're still fine, okay? Okay. How then do we go about after that here? We continue and say something like, here, we said we have NR, okay? What else do we know? We know which we have M of PS. Can you see M of PS? Okay? M of PS multiplied by M of NS. Why this? Again, this one is a radius. Okay? What is this? This one is a what? It's a tangent. So M of NS is going to give us what? -1. You said this again. Okay, let's go to our questions, man. We've collected almost everything that we have. And then we also added some of the information that come from default. As long as the learner, there's a circle and then there's a tangent. And all these questions, you should have seen them by now. They have a tangent, they have a radius. They have a tangent, they have a radius. So by now you should know which, write it there, you're going to need that. Okay, let's move on then. They say calculate the value of M. Okay? How would you calculate the value of M? How would you calculate the value of M? You can calculate the value of M by using the fact that you know what is this. This is 17. Okay? You also know what is this. This one is here. It's what? It's 17. But now you can calculate the distance from here to here. You can also calculate the distance from there to there. The distance from there to there is what? It's 17. Now I've seen other learners, they did something like this. Again, we have this thing, but this is a distance formula. Ne? So we can use that into our advantage. We can tell them, okay, we have X minus A all squared, okay? Plus Y minus B all squared, which is going to be equal to R squared, okay? Now we start to substitute. What do we substitute for A and B? We substitute the coordinates of the center. Always, A and B are the coordinates of the center. Okay? We go and substitute the coordinates of the center. Here we're going to have X minus 2 all squared, okay? Plus Y minus, what am I supposed to put here? I'm going to put M, which is going to be equal to, I know what is R. Remember, I know what is R. What is R? It's 17. I put 17 all squared. Now, I can then use any other point. Remember, if we're getting the equation, we then use any other point. I can use point S. I can also use what? Point R. So we can use any other point here. If we use point S, it says which we have minus 13 again, which goes with what? With minus 11. If we use that, we're going to tell them, okay, we have minus 13 minus again. Minus 2 all squared, okay? Plus, what are we going to put in? Minus 11. Minus 11 again. Minus m all squared. This is going to give us what? 289. If you say square root of 17, you get 289 again. Okay, sure. From here onwards, you type this in your calculator again, exactly the way it is. You say, okay, we have open bracket minus 13 minus 2 all squared again. You get what? 2225. 225. Okay, you have 225 plus, you have minus 11 minus m all squared, which is going to be 289. You have two options here, Ezelin. You can expand this thing, which is a little bit complicated if you expand it. The other thing that you can do is to take this 225 to this other side. And then you're going to be left with something like this. Minus 11 minus m all squared is going to be equaling to, you say 289 minus 225, it gives you what? It gives you 64. Okay? And then you say square root, Square root, it has a plus and a minus. Remember, okay? Square root has a plus and a minus. Then you're going to have minus 11 minus m, which is going to be minus 8. That's the first m. That's the first root. Okay? The other one that I'm going to have, it's minus 11 minus m, which is going to be equal to what? Positive 8. And then you work this thing out. Take this 11 to the other side. Okay? It says minus m is going to be equal to minus 8 plus 11. Okay? And then gapa uzoba no minus m, which is going to be equal to 8 plus 11. And then if you say this one, it says minus m is going to be equal to 3. Okay? Therefore, it means which m is going to be equal to what? Minus 3. This side, it means which m is going to be equal to minus 19. It's fine. Okay? You don't have a problem. M is equal to 19. Okay. Therefore, they said m should be what? Should be less than 0. It means which we are going to take what? Oh, this one is positive. Then, oh, it's negative. It's also negative. Minus 19. Yeah, but if you compare these two, it means which we are going to take what? Minus 3, because it's closer, everyone. So if we take that one, then we say which here we are going to have what? Minus 3. Yes, what are we getting? A positive or negative? We get negative. I think we took this one to the other side.
19 divided by minus 1.
And then divided by minus 1, then it says which m is going to be equal to what? Minus 19. Yeah, but we can't take the 19 because it's far if we compare them. Logic, it says which we need to use, m is going to be minus 3. Okay, we go and update our diagram. When we go and update our diagram, we come and say, okay, now instead of this one, what do we have here? We have minus 3. Let's go to the next question, B. On number B, they say, determine the equation of the circle. What do we do when we determine the equation of the circle? It's simple. We substitute everything that we know. Okay? What do we know? We know which we have x. It's minus 2 okay? All squared plus y plus 3 all squared, which is going to be equal to 289. Again, it's 17 all squared. Or you can write it this way, 17 all squared. And then you get 1 mark. You can see it's 1 mark. You shouldn't worry about it. And then after that, they say, determine the gradient of an R. Do you know what are the coordinates of N? Do you know what are the coordinates of R? Then it's straightforward, this thing. Okay? Let's calculate the gradient of an R. So you're going to say M of an R is going to be given by, it's y2 minus y1, okay? All over x2 minus x1. We're still fine. And then after that, we say what? It's 5 minus open bracket minus 3 all over. Ne? What?
13
minus 13 minus 2. And then what do we get? Negative 8 all over 15. Okay, we get 2 marks here. How many marks is this? 2. It's 1. Oh, it's 2. Okay. Okay, let's get the other one then. We want to get the M the M of PS. No? Oh, we want to get the M of NS. No? Okay, how would you get M of NS? We're going to say M of NS again is going to be given by y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. And then from there onwards, what do we get? We get minus 3 again. Minus 11, minus 11 again. All over. It's 2 minus open bracket minus 13 again. And what you get? You get 8 all over 15. And then we get 1 mark for this one. Okay, sharp. Let's go to the 4.1.3 again. On 4.1.3, they say S is a tangent and R, the tangent S and R intersected point P. Calculate the size of P. Now, what is this P2? They want to know what is going to be this angle here. Now, it's simple, guys. I said to you, if you get a equation of an angle, we need to capitalize. In our marks, look at the marks. How many marks are there? 6 marks. Where are you going to get your marks? If you calculate the angle, if you calculate this angle here, you have to check which is between these two lines. Come and check it, which is between these two lines. It's between PR again. And what? And PS again. Yeah, when your job is to calculate the gradient of PR and the gradient of PS. I agree you don't know them. But remember on our notes, what did we say on our notes? We said M of PR multiplied by the M of NR, they're going to give us what? Minus. So we use that into our advantage. So we're going to talk about number 1. M. So this is 4.1.3. M of, let me put it here because we already said it. Again, we say M of PR multiplied by M of NR. What is M of NR? Let's check here. M of NR is equal to minus 8 all over 15 again. Meaning which I can come and say instead of M of NR here, what am I going to put? Yeah, so I'm going to have M of PR multiplied by minus 8 all over 15. This is going to be equal to what? To minus 1 again. Okay, how do I get the M of PR then? We divide by minus 8 all over 15 again. Okay, even this side we divide by minus 8 all over what? All over 15. And then we get M of PR. Okay, sure. So in PR we get it as 15 all over 8 again. 15 all over 8. And then the good news is this, even if we are not going to get all the marks, at least we got M of PR, which is 15 all over what? All over 8. They give us a mark here. And then after that, what are we looking for? We're looking for M of PS again. Why PS? It's because this angle is between PS and what? And PR. Look for those gradient, guys. If we knew the coordinates here, for example, if we knew what were the coordinates here, we're going to say this one subtract this one, and get the gradient. Okay, let's get the M of PS then. How to get the M of PS? I could already have this, no? But now what is M of NS? It's 8 all over 15 again. So if this is 8 all over 15, we'll come and tell them, okay, but this one here, it's 8 all over 15. And then now we're looking for M of PS, which is going to be equal to what? Minus 1. Divide by 8 all over 15. Divide by 8 all over 15. And then you should get something like this. It says which M of PS is going to be equal to minus 15 all over what? All over 8. Good for us, okay? Now we got these two gradients. As soon as we get these two gradients, man, we are going to use them. Both of them, we're going to use them. First one, let's start with the blue one. The blue one, we're going to tell them with the tan of theta is going to be equal to M of PR. Okay? And then we say theta is going to be equal to the tan arc of 15 all over 8. Like this, okay? And then we get theta. What is our theta? 61.93. 92 or 93? 93 degrees. Okay, sharp. The next one, we're going to get the one for the red color. The one for the red color is what? 10 of alpha is going to be given by M of, we said PS again. And then CT alpha is going to be given by the tan arc of minus 15 all over 8. Now, when you type this in your calculator, you get a negative answer. Okay? You add 108, we get an answer. What is the answer then? So you should just say plus 108 here. We get 118, comma 07. Look, you get a mark here, you also get a mark here. How many marks do you have, man? You have 4 again. Let's finish this thing then. What did you get? Basically, if you wanted to know, let's say you wanted to understand this thing, what did you get as a learner? What is it that you were getting? You got this angle here. This angle here is 118. Is 118. This one here it's 61, something. Okay? And then here, whenever you're looking for this angle here, if you're looking for this angle, you're going to say, okay, but now this one and this one. Again, this one and this one, they're vertical opposite. Okay? Because this one and this one, they're vertical opposite. And then you say, but now this one plus this one, you see this angle here? They're supposed to give us 108. If I add this one and this one, they're going to give me sum of angles of a triangle. Now, Tina, our skill here, what we are using, man. So to check this angle here, if it's acute or obtuse, okay? What kind of an angle does this look like? Does it look like an acute or obtuse? Acute, okay? Yeah, was what you give, okay, P2 then. Our P2, you conclude this thing. P2 is going to be equaling to 118,07 minus 61,93. And then you give a reason here. You pretend as if you know what is happening. Which reason it's exterior angle. It's exterior angle of a triangle. And then you give them the answer. What is going to be our P2? 56,141. And then they give us marks, 6 marks. And then let's finish this. Next question, it says we should, n is reflected by the x-axis. If n is reflected by the x-axis and then it's shifted 2 units upwards, this is what we're going to do. Let's start with the original equation. What does the original equation say? It says we have x minus 2 plus we have y plus 3 all squared. Okay? This is going to be equal to what? 17 all squared. Remember, 17 all squared. It's not 17. And then there is always that confusion between r and r squared. This is r squared. Okay. So if we say this thing is reflected by the x-axis, x remains the same. X is not going to change. Ne? But y is going to become what? Negative. Point lead, which was point n. What was point n? Point n was 2 again. It goes with what? It goes with minus 3. Point, the new point, let's call this new point n. What is going to be new point n? New point n is going to be equaling to 2, which goes with what? With 3. So what is going to be the new equation as we move on here? The new equation here, instead of having, if it's reflected by the x-axis here, it means which Elena is going to have what? Minus 3 all squared. And then after that, plus 2 units upwards. 2 units upwards. Yeah, we should be careful here. You come here, who point n, you add plus 2. If you come to n and then you add plus 2, Kushuti Lentole is going to give us now, the new point is 2 and then what? N and 3. Yes, which why here it's strange because it works exactly like shifting it. Agree, this thing is inside the brackets. Remember, if it's inside the bracket, you take the opposite. If it was downwards, when are you supposed to come and subtract minus 2 here? Because it's inside the bracket. The reason why usually up and down, I'm sure it's like, if we go back to our functions, let's go back to functions. Let's say Elena had something like this. They had y is equaling to a all over x plus p plus q. If I say 2 units downwards, we should put it minus 2. Ne? Because p behind go inside the bracket. It was alone. But the challenge here is that because this one here is inside the bracket, if they say down, you take the opposite. If they say up, you take the opposite. So instead to avoid that, just go and work on the point. Go and work on the original point. On the point, you come and say plus 2. Okay? If you say plus 2 on the point is going to become what? 5. And then when you go to the equation, then which is going to be x minus 2 all squared plus y. Again, this is 5 here. When it comes here, it's going to become 1 minus 5 all squared, which is going to be equal to 17 all squared. So what is trick here? Go and work on the point. Reflect the point itself. After reflecting the point, then you take the point and then you put it on the what? On the equation. Otherwise, it's going to confuse you. Because you need to remember, once something is inside the bracket, you don't take it exactly the way it is. You take the opposite of the sign. For example, if I said it's 2 units to the right, subtract. And then we'll put